Hello Internet, it is early September and we all know that that means it's iPhone time. And of course we have Apple's next event is tomorrow, where I think we're probably gonna see a new iPhone, right Robbie?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe Apple's is like, hey, you know what? Who's
Maybe
excited about new iMacs?
It's all about Beats.
It's new headphones, new Beats headphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely there'll be iPhones. And
so what's with the phones?
So usually this second iteration of the phone, so you have the iPhone 4, the 4S, the 3, the 3S, the 5, the 5S. The second generation of, whatever the design is, it's usually for people who didn't buy, like the 5.
Right.
If you didn't buy the 5, then buy the 5S.
Mm-hmm.
This time, they're throwing a lot of stuff at this new iPhone, allegedly.
Okay.
The biggest thing would be Force Touch, which would give you 3 levels of tapping on the phone, so you can like kind of tap, and deep tap, and long tap.
But this is the same stuff that we've seen. We first saw it in the Apple Watch. Then they started putting it in Mac trackpads and stuff.
But that to get 2 gigabytes of RAM, possibly a front flash, maybe shooting 4K video, even though they're.
That seems, a 4K video, I don't know, yeah, that seems interesting. I mean, the new camera, that makes sense. Certainly the 2 gigs of RAM, along with the new version of iOS that's coming out that we've kind of already gotten to see a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, we're looking at just an iPhone that kind of performs better and is smoother.
Yeah. For the most part, it's like every other S iteration, except for that Force Touch thing.
Yeah. That's for the iPhone.
That's for the iPhone.
What else?
iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Big, like 12 point. I don't know how much.
Big boy
12.
iPad.
That 12.9. That's about.
That feels right.
It's 12.9 inch iPad Pro.
I think you're right.
A quick processor. What this is really going to do is it's going up against the Microsoft Surface Pro, which 5-6 people have purchased.
Yeah, at least. Maybe even 10.
Maybe 10. I don't know if it's going to, take off. Other than like it says Pro on it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like the MacBook Pro. Yeah. But where does it sit in that sort of ecosystem of iPads and then MacBooks and MacBook Airs? It's in this.
It feels like them trying to go after business customers, like assuming that we see a Pro tomorrow. I mean, it's like I guess you can see PDFs better if you want to be marking those up. You can see the whole thing full size. It's productivity stuff though, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about like.
It'll probably have a keyboard of some sort that you can just kind of, maybe it'll have a kickstand.
Yeah.
And
of course, I think, the invites, to kind of jump back into the phone here while we're talking about it, the invites talk about Siri. I don't know if the Siri thing is so much about the phones, but this is the thing that I am most excited about, a new Apple TV. Then that means we're looking at basically an A8 chip on the inside, which is way more powerful than in the existing Apple TV, and that's the same chip that we've got in the iPhone 6 currently, right? And they're saying it's gonna have more storage, so 32 gigabytes of storage on board is what they're saying. But the real some of the most interesting bits is in the remote. You're gonna be able to talk to it, hence the Siri on the invite, so that's good. With potentially universal search, which is about freaking time. I mean, Roku's had that since 2012, so finally Apple's getting universal search, which for you folks at home means talk to the remote, it'll search every service, every app you've got on there. So if I'm looking for a specific movie, that means it's gonna search through Netflix, iTunes, whatever other video services you've got on your Apple TV. So that's finally gonna be there, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So the story goes. And there's also gonna be a little touchpad on the remote itself. The only downside with the new Apple TV apparently is gonna be the price though. If you were hoping it was still gonna be $100, the new one apparently is gonna be $150. And they are saying another part of the Apple TV that we haven't talked about yet is the possibility of gaming. So they're saying, some of the rumors say that there's gonna be an emphasis on gaming. Apple's opening up their store. They're gonna have a new store for the Apple TV with it. So that means games are gonna come in. And that there may be, the remote may double as a kind of Wii-like motion control.
Like the Roku 3.
Yeah. Otherwise, folks, enjoy the show tomorrow. Likely gonna be new iPhones, a new gigantic iPad, and a new Apple TV, which is pretty good. 3 awesome things.
Oh, and iOS 9, which runs all those things.
Yeah.
And WatchOS.
The software on all
the software that's going to make your stuff work.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Possibly.
Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be there on the ground. We've got our live blog and all of our coverage, so keep it locked. You'll see it then. And I'm Michael Gorman.
I'm Roberto Baldwin.
Thanks, y'all. We'll talk to you later.